everybody, welcome back to Cottoverdi. My name's Annette and today is quite a busy day for me. I'm going to be pruning all my shrub roses. Now it's the 24th of February, I think. This is quite a good time to prune them. Definitely prune them by the end of March, but I suppose it depends where you are in the world actually, but here in the UK, in South Buckinghamshire, we're kind of equivalent to a zone 8A or B, and now is a really good time to prune the roses just as they're starting to shoot. So I know that a lot of people will know how to prune roses, so I thought what I'd do today was give you a tour of the roses that I have in my garden. I have quite a few. I've never counted them. Maybe I'll count them today. But if I've got photos or videos of how they looked in the summer, I'm going to pop those up on the screen so you can see what they look like. And of course, once they're all in flower in June or July, I will definitely do a rose tour and put that up on my channel. So do subscribe if you'd like to see that. So I'm going to start with these roses behind me. This is a gorgeous rose called Harrow Car. And the reason I'm starting here is because they are the prickliest roses that I have. They've got so many thorns, but don't let that put you off because Harrow Car has got the most incredible scent, and this is the flower bed right outside our kitchen, and so every time we walk out onto the patio we get this wonderful waft of delicious rose aroma. So I highly recommend Harrow Car because of the scent, and yes, it's got some thorns, but we only have to prune them once a year, and I think as long as they're not somewhere you're going to brush up against them, it doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to tackle Harrow Car first because it's the worst. So eat the frog, basically, I think is what people say. Eat the frog, do the worst one first. So here I have 3 Harrow Car. I'm going to have to try not to stand on the tulips, but what I'm definitely going to do is to cut. I'm going to start by cutting all of these long stems back by half, because I definitely want to take height off these. So I'm literally just going to grab them and cut them in half. I mean, look at the prickles on that. Okay, now that I've chopped it down, I can see a bit better what I'm doing. I'm going to take out anything that's really spindly looking and won't hold up really nice roses. This is a nice strong stem here, but this one's crossing it. So I'm definitely going to take that one off. And then I'm going to take off anything that's growing into the middle because I don't want things growing into the middle. And then this is an inward facing bud, so I'm going to look for an outward facing one and cut down to that. Anything that's really small and feeble like this, I just cut right off to the base. So I'm bending the stems looking for an outward facing bud, and the problem with the really spiky stems is it's hard to tell where there's a bud and where there's a... Now this one's growing in the middle, can you see that? So this is the finished result. I've cut it down by about 2/3 actually, and I've cut it down to strong outward facing stems, and so there's a lot of sort of breathing room in the middle, and I've taken off anything that was weak and feeble, and they're mostly sort of vase shaped. This one's a little bit one-sided. This one over here is absolutely huge, But I've opened up the middle, so there's very little grey in the middle. There's loads of air that can get through it, and I've taken off anything that's dead and spindly and small. And yes, I do need to do some weeding around here. So on either side of the arch, these are Boscobel roses, and I pruned those earlier when I was pruning the climbing roses. So the Boscobel doesn't need pruning today. That's the only one I think that doesn't need pruning. But we move along the bed here, there's my shadow, and we're going to go down here. I'm so glad we've only got a weedy patch in our garden and it's not actually a lawn, because look at the decimation that's happened this week with animals searching for grubs. It's such a mess. So in this spot here, I've got 3 David Austin roses that are called Eustacia Vi. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they were planted last year. Intermingled, I've got a salvia called Cool Cream. So I've cut back the salvias by at least half. These are shrubby salvias, so it's okay to chop them back quite hard at this time of year. And then with the roses, I've just opened them up so they're more vase shaped and taken off anything that's dead or anything that's really spindly and won't carry the weight of a nice big rose. This rose here is called Jack Cartier. It's got quite a few bulbs growing around it and some Sweet Williams, but it's looking really sad because I haven't taken very good care of it. We've moved it about 3 times in this garden. This is its final resting spot here, so I'm hoping it's going to be happy, and what I'm going to do is just thin it out. It's very, very congested. This was one of my favourite roses last year. It's called Festive Jewel, and it's such a beautiful colour. This rose is called Chicago Peace. It's got quite a lot of disease actually. Not very happy with it. I hope it's going to recover. Maybe what I'll do is prune it really hard. I pruned these roses when we were planting up the far end of this bed. This one here is called Susan Daniel. roses in this part of the bed were either new or I pruned them back when we were planting them. This rose here is called Tranquility, and it suffered from repeatedly being replanted. But this is its final resting spot. So I'm hoping it's going to do a lot better. These three roses here are called Chandos Beauty. Along the front of the border here I have three gorgeous little roses, and they're called Little White Pet. gorgeous rose here is called Princess Alexandra of Kent. Just before the winter storms, I cut it back quite hard. It grows quite tall so that it didn't get knocked by the wind. And actually, looking at it, there isn't really anything that I need to cut back today. There's nothing crossing and there aren't any particularly spindly stems. So I'm actually going to leave that one. And Princess Alexandra of Kent has got the most amazing deep pinky maroon coloured roses, and they're huge, absolutely gorgeous. So this is where that one is, and then across this little path here I've got another Princess Alexandra of Kent here. Cutting back my Nautia Macedonica, and it's starting to flower. And this isn't the only one. There's one over here too. So it's lucky I've cut it back because it was flowering, or about to anyway. Well, that's it for today. Every single rose has been pruned, and I've even cut back quite a lot of the perennials that I came across because they were just winding me up. I did disturb some ladybirds and some snails. I'm very sorry for the ladybirds. I'm not so sorry for the snails. But actually, I'm really glad I've been cutting things back today because everything's springing to life because we've had such a warm late winter. Is it spring yet? The daffs are out. Maybe it's spring. But it's been so warm that everything's, shooting up again. So if we don't cut the perennials back now, it's going to be really impossible to get rid of all the dead stuff without nipping off the top of the new growth. There are so many more garden jobs I need to do. I need to prune my dogwood or coppice it. I need to prune the viburnum, the winter flowering one that's just finished flowering. And I've got loads of things to plant. So if you're interested in any of that, then do subscribe to my channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really does help me. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.